Hey, wake up.
Oh, Joe, how you doing?
Hey, I thought I would talk to you about your golf clubs over there.
My pings?
Yeah,
Very
You
nice,
know,
very nice clubs.
for a novice.
Very
Oh,
nice.
oops.
Oh, we got your bag on for.
I go everywhere with this, you know
Your
that.
bag? Oh my
Oh,
God.
jeez, I better take
Maybe
this
that's something
off.
wrong on the golf course. Maybe I need some balance in my life here.
Maybe you should.
I need some balance. Jeez, take that off.
Okay, tell me, for a beginner, remember I got that beginner bag with the beginner clubs. That's all I thought I needed.
Well, it's all you really need. You don't need really a lot of fancy clubs to play golf. You go to your store, you buy a basic set. You probably get fitted, which is a good thing. And like you say, you wouldn't buy a. Whoops, Joe.
Hey, sorry.
That's okay. I can fix my glass if something breaks. Put a video on
Here,
that.
I'll just stay away from that
Sorry,
chair.
that's okay. But as I was saying, you know, you go to the store and you get fitted for a set of clubs, and that's all you need to do. You wouldn't buy a pair of pants without trying them on. You wouldn't buy some shoes without trying them on. You can't buy golf clubs without at least trying them and getting fitted for them.
Okay, well, for a beginner set, how much do you think somebody should have to pay?
Well, it varies. If you want quality equipment like Ping or Callaway or Titleist, you're paying for the name, you're going to get a good quality club. But if you buy knockoffs, you're going to get cheaper metals and won't be as good. So,
Yeah, well,
but if you're a weekend golfer and that's all you want to do, that's fine. But a lot of golf stores have used clubs that you can buy, and
yeah.
so a set that's $800, you can probably buy for $350 or.
$350. Well, that set I got, you know, it was a beginner set. It was Wilson. I just got it from a local sports store.
Yeah.
And it was like $200 on sale.
Yeah, nothing
but
wrong with
you
that.
think something like that was okay, or
Sure.
did I screw up?
No,
Should I
nothing
not
wrong
have
with
done
that at all.
Because like for the irons, I got, what did I get? 5, 7, 9 wedge putter.
Yeah.
And that was like about it.
Well,
You know, and then I got three woods, 1, 3, and 5.
Right. Well,
You
technically, club has angles on them. Like the 3-iron has, I think, 20 degrees, and the pitch wedge has up to 50. So, if you were to buy a 3, 5, 7, 9, and a wedge, that's all you need. You'd have the gap between the clubs like that.
For the irons.
For the irons, yeah.
For the irons.
But if you want to get the even clubs, 4, 6, 8, 10, for in between yardage, and you can do that. But
Okay,
you know,
that's something if you're gonna decide to play a little bit,
Right,
and you know,
It's like anything, if
why
you-
pay too much money
right.
at first? Huh?
If you have an interest in the game and you enjoy the game, you might as well buy quality equipment. Buy all the clubs that you need. If you don't, you can get by with just every odd club or every even club. Again, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 3, 5, 7, 9.
Yeah.
And you know, driver, you have to have a 3-wood. And now they make these clubs that are hybrids, which means they're not an iron, but they're not a wood. They're in between.
Oh,
so if
yeah.
you can't hit a 3-iron or 5-iron, which is hard, you buy one of these hybrid clubs.
Isn't that kind of like I heard someone say it's a rescue club
A
or
rescue
something?
club, yeah. So if you look at this 4-iron, which is relatively hard iron to hit, you get a rescue club, and,
Oh, cool.
and you can see the difference.
Looks like a mini wood.
It's like a mini wood, right.
Uh-huh.
And this one has, I think, 22 degrees, this has 23. So, you know, so for 1 degree it's not going to matter.
Just doesn't look like the face is as big
No.
as the regular iron.
Yeah, but
So
you
is
got,
it-
you got more mass behind it.
and that makes it easier to
Oh,
hit?
sure it does. It's got all weighting on the bottom, which will lift the ball up in the air.
Okay.
Where here you'd have to have a lot of swing speed to hit down to make the ball go up in the air, which, you know, most people don't have, especially maybe senior players. So
Yeah.
young kids would use these irons because they're
Okay.
workable and they can move it around. But, you know, people like, you know, maybe 50 above, considered seniors, they would probably go to hybrids.
Oh,
Even a lot of pros use hybrids now.
They do?
Yeah.
And that's legal to do?
Yeah, sure is.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's an idea.
All right. What other sort of tips can you give the beginner?
The beginner. Well, I'm only a 90 golfer. I mean, I'm not really.
90? What does that mean?
90 means I'm probably. You know, we're 672 is par. I'm shooting 90. You take 72 for 90, which is about 18, and you're considered about 18 handicap.
So that means you're a handicap 18 for 18 holes.
Yeah, you take about 1 stroke more than everybody else takes the average par. So,
Okay.
but you know, that's just a ballpark for your way of doing things.
So
There is a formula, but I don't have.
for a beginner, once somebody started going, do you think that's achievable for somebody, or are they going to be up in the hundreds?
Oh, the average golfer shoots 114.
114?
And they say 9 out of 10 golfers do not break 100.
Oh.
So that gives you an idea.
Okay,
right
so
there.
your average is well under that. High
Yeah.
five.
High five, yeah.
All right.
But I give me 80 sometime. I
Okay.
have good, you know, second game, you have good and bad days.
Uh-huh.
Putts go and you hit every fairway. Some days you don't hit any fairways. And you know, you can go from a 95 to 105 or go from an 85 to 105.
Speaking of putters,
Putters.
how come? Tell me what's so special about a putter. You're always seeming to buy a different putter. Why not just use the same putter? What's that all about?
Psychological.
Psychological. I mean, I've seen all kinds of putters. Isn't the one that you buy with the beginner set good enough?
Well, again, putters are like clubs. They're better clubs. This is a Scotty Cameron, which is it's the Rolls Royce of putters. It's balanced. It's got a good balance on it, which it's a good feel. Some putters are heavy. Some putters are light. A heavy putter, you just touch it easy. A light putter, you have to hit it real hard. This is kind of in between. It's a nice balanced putter, which has a nice feel. And
Okay, so
and again, it's not the putter; it's the puttee. It's the guy.
I mean, basically, somebody needs to get out there and start hitting on their own, and then they'll figure out what type of putter they're going to need. Because I've seen some people have taller putters where they're holding it funky or up against their stomach.
Well, there's putters what they call belly putters. You hold like this, but
Yeah.
and then you got people that putting is just a feel. I mean, people putt, brace against their waist. Some just hold it out.
What's this thing?
This is something. I had a hernia operation a couple of years ago, and what happened is when I would put the ball in the hole, when I would reach down to get the ball, I would feel the little stretch in my where I had the hernia operation. So the doctor says to get one of these things, a little cup you put on.
Tricky.
So when you make the putt, you can reach down and get out of the hole.
Where's the ball? Let's
A
see this
ball
thing
would be
work.
like this.
Here, let me get that for you.
Okay. So if the ball, let's say I put the ball in, it's like 1 inch short, and people say, okay, that's a give me. What you do is you turn around, you just put it like this. It's a suction cup, and you take the ball.
That's pretty tricky. I've never really seen one of those
but
work
with the
before.
hole being another 7 inches down,
Right.
it's more of a stretch. So people that are seniors or people that got bad knees or a bad back, this is probably a good thing to have.
That's kind of nice.
Since I'm doing my hernia operation right now and I feel pretty good, I really don't use it for that. What I use it for basically is to brace against my stomach to keep my arms from doing too much movement.
So that kind of tells you about where you should hold it for
I'm very
you
comfortable
yourself.
just putting it against my stomach and just letting the club do the work. Otherwise, if I hold like this, my arm will move. I might move either way. It's not as
Right.
So, in I think in 2016, that's going to be illegal to have putting, any putter that is braced against your stomach or your body.
So the pros don't get to use that
well,
anymore.
they couldn't until 2016, where the new rule's going to be you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing if you have a bad knee or arthritis, or if you have a hip operation. For seniors that can't bend, it's a really good thing to have.
Huh.
But like I say, it's not a cheap thing, but I just putt well that way.
Cool.
And putting is a part of the game where you figure out if you shoot 72, you got to putt at least 2 holes every. That's almost half of your strokes, 36.
Yeah. So I can see if you're a bad putter, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
You're gonna score a lot higher.
You're going to score right. You don't want the cardinal sin in putting is a 3-putt. You do not want a 3-putt.
It's not who hits the ball the furthest.
No,
it's the person who putts the best.
No,
kind
some people hit
of.
the ball a mile, but then they get closer to the hole. It gets worse and worse. It gets, the short game is so important. They say 70% of your shots are 100 yards in.
Yeah.
Because you only use the driver. Think about it. 18 holes, and there's 4 par 3s, so you only use it 14 times.
Oh, okay. So you should only hit that
if you're
once.
shooting 75, 80, how many more shots are considered short shots?
Right.
Chipping and
Right.
getting out of the sand trap.
So work on the short
the
game.
short game is the important part.
For the beginner, they should
Yeah.
work on their short game
Right.
and their irons more so than their woods
Exactly.
or their
Some guys go to the driving range and hit balls over and over with the driver, hit it 300 yards, but then you ask them what they score, said they can't break 100.
Well, but that's the other thing. At the driving range, you hit off that grass, that fake grass most of the time, and then when you're on a regular course, you're hitting on grass. Are you supposed to take a divot every time?
Yeah, there's divot, there's sweepers. It depends on your style, you know. There are people that kind of come down kind of steep. They come down like that.
Yeah.
Those are more divot guys. Then you got people that come back and they kind of sweep the ball.
Right.
So it really depends the type of a swing you have. But
okay.
But divots are probably more for pros. They put spin on the ball and it hits it and it comes back and all that.
Okay.
For the average guy, they just kind of, I think you find more guys are more sweepers than hit down on the ball.
Right. Well, Tom, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
For giving the beginner a few tips.
Yeah.
I think we're about out of time here.
Okay.
Thanks for joining me. Next time, hey, next time we'll have to talk about something else.
Next time we'll break down wedges and, you know.
Oh, there you go.
The different clubs and be more than glad.
Okay.
Hit them straight.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.